Like, oh, I'm gonna forget, and you're guilty now.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
That's bullshit. You gotta do your job, man. You gotta read me my Miranda rights.
Yes.
If I have to upsell the Grimace Shake, you have to read me my fucking Miranda rights.
Better analogy.
And you know what sucks too? Is that the Grimace Shake is fucking seasonal. The Miranda rights are not seasonal, motherfucker. I fell asleep last night and I woke up to a conspiracy theory, but it's kind of crazy. Have you heard
of a real one, or you're talking about like a YouTube video?
Essay?
Oh.
What's up? Welcome back to Lemme Dink podcast. Whether you're on your way to work,
that was
on your
off
way to
sync.
school.
Redo it.
Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lemme
Dink.
I let him do it on his own.
Fuck you.
Welcome back to Lemme Dink podcast. Whether you're on your way to work, on your way to school, just got a couple hours, days, minutes, whatever you got to kill. Put on that Lemme Dink podcast marathon and just let it play, bro. Yes. Let those ad revenues kick in slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give us the long strokes.
Let
you know what I'm saying.
Let it take over your YouTube Premium. Have you ever had YouTube Premium?
Your YouTube uterus.
Oh yeah, that nice virgin YouTube uterus.
Oh my god, guys,
cut it out.
Pop my no,
guys, stop it. We're not even a minute in, guys. I'm reading the comments right now.
Oh, really?
I'm reading chat.
You got the Starlink comments like in your eyeball. You can read them.
Check the birth cert. All right, we're just gonna move on, guys. Fuck that guy. Ban that guy.
Anyways,
I
know I never had YouTube Premium before.
Dude, my aunt complains. I'll give her rides sometimes from work, and like 60% of the conversation is, oh, and did I tell you they cut off my YouTube Premium, and I'm just
who's
like,
they?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
CIA.
I'm just like, you didn't pay it. They did. Nobody did nothing to you.
she thinks like YouTube Premium comes with Snap.
Dude, probably,
they
bro.
Cut my YouTube Premium.
They cut it
along with my Snap.
God damn it! Politics are everywhere these days.
Speaking of Trump, when I was in the car in the dark outside of his house, I wait outside his house and there's like no street lights because we're in the suburbs because they don't got. I don't know what's up with.
We got money for like 2 cops at every like. Yeah, I swear to God, if you drive, you see like if you're even a little bit suspicious, you just see a blink in the darkness because that's cops every 2 blocks.
Yeah,
but for streetlights, in case there's crime, nothing.
There's no streetlights anywhere. So, anyways,
but actually, on the side of the cops, that would make me feel pretty cool. Like in my area, there are no lights. I am the light.
You talk about you think the cops pretend to be Batman? They're like,
dude, exactly.
I'm waiting for crime.
I'm waiting for the city.
I hope some Mexican walks around my neighborhood.
Is that a Mexican with a husky?
With the he's got a bandana in the pocket of his shirt.
MS-13. MS-13.
Look at that. That's a gang color right there. Look at his pocket. Look at your pocket.
Oh shit. This is not a drill. I repeat, we got a Mexican with a husky.
He's in the Home Depot gang.
Oh, that would be a pretty cool gang. Some strong guys. Some strong
guys very strong.
What were you saying? You were in the car?
Oh yeah, so I was there. So anytime I'm waiting outside in my car in the dark, waiting for Noni to open the door for me. This one today, I was like,
well, actually, I've never opened the door. It's always in the garage.
It's always the garage.
That's pretty cool, guys.
I think it's pretty garage. Cool. This guy is too embarrassed to let me through the front door.
There's a lot of mess in the front door. You don't want to go to the front door.
I'm just one of his booty calls at this point.
Honestly. Well, no, actually, I've never. Wait, no. You get the garage. Every booty call I've had has come through the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You hear that?
Which is worse.
You hear that?
Because there's
one of our 17 viewers.
Oh yeah, one of my. Dude, I swear to God, I think one of not. I mean, you know, we never dated, but you know,
she just came to the back door
you know,
one time.
One of my extracurricular friends, I think she is like a listener. I don't know how to prove it.
Is that bad that I'm laughing?
I don't know how to prove it, but in case you guys haven't followed us, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
We're gonna start posting more on Instagram.
Yeah, I gotta start doing that. That's my fault.
But what's it called? There's like at the beginning, I would notice there was always like we would post something, and like I think within the day, I haven't told you this yet, but there was always like at least one dislike, and it was very consistent whenever we would post
a dislike.
Yeah, and like around this time, me and this person were not seeing eye to eye. So like around this time, I had also noticed that I always when I create accounts for like us, I always do it on my phone, but I always make sure to put the setting. It always asks you when you make an account or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
link
like
your contacts.
exactly. Do you want
I
to sync your
hate that
contacts?
setting.
Me too. I press no every time. I
Yeah.
press no on my personal and I press no on the other one. But for some fucking reason, I went on our account and I was just
Yeah.
like scrolling because in case you guys don't know and you guys are trying to make content, if you guys don't go on your content pages and like treat it like a normal page, TikTok will treat it like it'll treat it like a business account, but you kind of don't want that because it'll make it seem like like it won't really send the videos out basically.
Yeah, it'll think your account's like a bot.
Basically, exactly. So I was just trying to use it
Yeah,
normally,
you were
and
just
then
viewing TikTok.
exactly, and I saw that person that was like, "Do you want to?"
Yeah,
at
people
this
you may
person?
know.
Yeah,
People
and I'm just like,
every
no,
time.
I pressed the settings so you don't show this to fucking anybody.
I know.
And from there, if I saw them, I'm like in my brain, I'm like 90% sure they saw us.
Yeah, their accounts, their accounts for sure go on there because
Exactly.
that's how people who like my little siblings who like
found it.
they like find the podcast, but like also I don't have their accounts. I didn't even know they had accounts in these things, so it's like, and I don't have them on these things, but that's because I don't have personal accounts on TikTok. I don't have a personal account on I guess just TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I didn't even know these people existed, but then yeah, it's like because my phone number is linked to the TikTok account.
Yeah, that's
So
another
it's like
thing.
so it's like my family has our Lemme Dink podcast TikTok because of that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm sure you probably seen a bunch of my family members and the people you may know without even realizing.
Oh, probably low key. I'll see them sometimes like on Instagram or sometimes
Yeah.
it sends me on Snapchat because like I don't use Snapchat anymore. So now whenever I go on Snapchat, like Snapchat is like it's like a fucking side sales street salesman now. Anytime
Yeah.
I go on Snapchat, it's always like, you want to pay $5 for like for the cloud? You want to pay $5 for your streaks? You want to pay like anything?
Yeah.
It's just trying to get money out of you. I fucking hate Snapchat.
That's a good That's a good point though. I never realized Snapchat doesn't make you pay for the cloud storage, but it does now.
Yeah, that's the thing they're rolling out.
Honestly, for as long as they held out, I'll give them props.
Yeah, because they did say they have like I forgot what they said, but it was basically like we have a warehouse full of like data servers.
Yeah, for your guys' nudes.
Exactly, exactly from 5 years ago.
We have like so much titties in our warehouse.
We got to cut it off, guys.
We'll take them, but it's gonna cost you.
We fought the good fight for 10 years.
You know what? The only reason they held off so long was because it was just titties.
Low key, imagine.
That's probably like, dude, we can't make them. Where are they gonna go somewhere else,
bro?
We can't let them. We can't export our titty farm. We gotta keep it here. Domestic American servers hold our titties. Okay.
I don't want to. Let's just say I know for a fact that they can search up your like Snap history. We won't go too far into this because I want to move the podcast along. But I don't know if you remember that one time in high school that I got in trouble with our.
Where are you going with this, dude?
I went in. I'll keep this short. I walk into our principal's office.
Yeah.
And she's all like, "Have a seat," and I have a seat, and the vice principal is covering up the TV, and then, or I think it's off, and then they turn it on, and it's just one of my old. I had posted something on my Snapchat story, and just my Snapchat story on the TV's on the principal's TV in the office, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Holy fuck!" That was like from months ago. So that's just for me to say, if you think that you posted on Snapchat and it's gone.
Oh yeah, like 24 hours.
Those
later?
people are not gonna be able to see, bro. If you're like anybody, doesn't matter.
Somebody had to screenshot that though, right?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so because from what I saw, they did not have to. Like, you know how like maybe on Android it has to have something on Apple Photos. If you just swipe up on a photo, it tells you like when it was taken, the modified, all that shit.
Yeah.
When they pulled it up on the screen on the TV, it had like a little bit of that.
Oh wow! So they didn't even get like a screenshot of it. It was like they pulled the file.
Yeah, exactly.
From whatever
they
cloud
worked with
saved.
Snapchat for this one,
Holy
just for little old me. I felt a little special, not gonna lie.
Dude, if I'd been there, I'd be like, pretty good.
That's pretty good, man. You know what? I feel pretty safe in this school. But
I think you guys could catch the actual.
I think you guys are actually doing a pretty good job of what you're doing around here, guys.
But
high fives all around.
I'll spare you. You just like
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. a CIA agent. I
Your
did not say
children,
that. I've chilled with my jokes. I don't know if you guys have.
I'll release your wife from my basement.
Uh,
So.
shoot over there. Nah, I'm just playing. Okay, what were you saying about being in
Oh
the
yeah, move the podcast along, but throw her back to the very
Anyway,
first story.
yeah, I'm out. I
So
did
it's
my
not a-
time, guys. I'm reformed. Whatever.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But I was saying that like now that I'm sitting in the car in the dark with no street lights above me, waiting for Noni to open the door for me from his garage, I'm like, this is the first time I wear this hat. Like I don't think I've ever worn it outside, and now I'm like thinking, I'm like, dude, what if I like some like radical liberal walks up to me in my car and like, look at this MAGA supporter, and I was like low key for like 5 seconds. I was like, what if somebody just blows my brains out in the car?
That's so funny to me that you think like liberals have guns. Like what? That's like you saying that is so funny. You sound like one of those conservative guys.
They're like
the radical, the bazookas that they have. It's just like
trans people are all mass shooters.
It's so funny because most of the time, the right are the ones that are known for guns. First
Yeah.
of all, and second of all, it's like the radical, like
The radical
I
left.
mean, I consider myself the left, but even then, it's like, have you seen the left?
Yeah. The far left.
The far left. It's
Yeah.
like those guys aren't. They're not taking over a country. Those guys are not taking over Capitol Hill. I'll leave it at that.
No.
Like, I mean, that's funny. It's funny because like you're right to wear a red hat now. You do have to do like a double take. Like,
Yeah.
is
Every
this-
time every time I seen but the thing is, it's not like just like a red hat. This is like a bright red hat.
Yeah.
This is a bright red hat,
Yeah.
and it's like from the back. That's the thing. When I like turned to the side, and then I remember like looking in the rearview mirror, and I was like,
you
oh,
scared yourself.
I scared myself. I was like, oh, I thought it was one of them in
I'm
my
safe.
car. They were in my car.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
They're onto
I
me.
was- Huh?
They're onto me.
Oh, he said, hello,
Oh, nah.
hello.
We get spicy on this podcast, but not that spicy. Maybe on the Patreon. Who knows?
Maybe
one
on
day.
the page. The page.
On Patreon, can you not screen record, or you can? Is that
You
okay?
can. I just think those.
You
I'm sure you. There's a way around it. I mean, you shouldn't say like you shouldn't use the Patreon as a way to say illegal things. It's just
True.
so much. So it's just so much like for the good supporters. Like you guys, you probably won't get canceled from your supporters because your supporters, the people who pay for those things, are not gonna like rat you out. But somebody could totally pay for the Patreon and be like, this guy literally just said a bunch of Nazi stuff, and like, you know what I mean?
It's probably what a lot of podcasts are. But I was just asking most for because like you never hear about that, right? Like the Shane and Matt and Shane Secret podcast.
Yeah.
How that's like for a long. I don't know if it still is, but for a long time it was breaking a lot of the records for like the most.
They I think they still are the most subscribed.
Yeah,
Patreon,
right.
which I heard doesn't even make them a lot of money, which is kind of sucks.
Kind of sucks for everybody else because it's just like if they're not making a lot of
Yeah,
money.
and they're the most subscribed.
I do hear that on a lot of podcasts.
But it really is for the fans. Like just by that metric, like people aren't doing the Patreon thing because they want to get richer. It's because like they want to give the fans more content, which is kind of more noble.
Well, for stand up, I'll say that yeah, it's noble, but then also I think it's also another kind of like how like you go to comedy clubs to like practice your ability to your jokes, right?
Yeah.
The stand ups are now going on podcasts like basically like it's you there's no way you can be a stand up and not go on a podcast at some
Yeah.
point, whether it be to promote your special, promote a project or anything, or promote your
Yeah.
tour. You're gonna have to end up on a podcast.
Even non-comedians now are all doing podcasts.
So what I say for that is that the Patreon, I think it's almost more practice for them because
Mm.
they know for a fact that at some point they're gonna have to go on a podcast and be able to. Most of the time, if you go to when a comedian is like doing the rounds of a lot of podcasts to push um their tour or their show or whatever or their special, if you actually listen to a lot of them, a lot of the times they talk about the same stuff. They have one or two stories
Oh,
that they'll take around. So I think
yeah.
that Patreon or having that space with those other comedians to be able to riff a little bit. I think that's their practice to be able to like let me work on this story so that when I show up on fucking Howard Stern, I can be like, and then I walk into the grocery store
Yeah.
and there was a black guy.
Well, but so oh, I see what you're saying now. It's for the because I was gonna say because what if there's like an actor who doesn't do podcasts, but you're saying like specifically for
For
comedians.
comedians because
Yeah, that makes
also
sense.
if it's on the Patreon to the point where someone had to pay for it, it's like okay, so you get to see the behind the scenes. So even
Yeah,
if it's not flushed out, you're still seen before everyone else. And then if you're that much of a fan that you paid for it, that's kind of more.
like
That's more
those.
than enough for you.
Yeah, yeah,
That's almost
yeah.
like imagine like you fucking love Harry Potter, and it's just like you can pay for the Patreon. Bless you. You can pay for
Thank
the
you.
Patreon, and you can see how we make every
You
single
can actually
scene
see
before.
Hermione topless. No,
What? Dude, Hermione
that's
Granger,
for the
man.
Patreon.
Hermione Granger. Let's go. Let's move on to that one. I do not know what she looks like now. Like,
Emma Watson, I think her name
oh,
is.
that's her. That's who that is. Dude, I don't
What?
know.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't
well,
know.
how do you know Emma Watson from?
I know her as Hermione Granger. No, but like I always remember they would always talk about her and like how she grew up and she was one of those actresses at like 18. How they had like the countdown for when she would.
Oh, damn!
I
Really?
think she was one of the
That's
first.
kind of
Maybe
weird
maybe I'm
though,
making
because
that
she
up. I
was
don't
a
know.
child actress.
That's
Oh, wait,
why.
no, I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, that's everybody that the countdown is for.
But she was
That's just the countdown in general is creepy.
no. Yeah. The basis of what I'm trying to say is that it's creepy, but
Yeah,
like
no, but I don't know why I thought it was like there would be an exclusion for child actresses, and I'm like, wait, no, they're all children
no,
for
they
the countdown
it
to
like
even
started
exist.
there
Yeah,
because she was in that weird like era where they were doing that for like a couple girls. They did that for Britney Spears. They did that for I don't know too many names, but I know that that was like a
yeah.
thing that
I don't even know about the Drake countdown. That's the only one.
Drake on. Ooh, what the heck is
So
this?
Drake has like a bunch of like girls that he follows, but he doesn't like any one of their posts until they turn 18.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I never heard about this.
Yeah, but that's the only that's what I'm saying. When you hear about when you told me about the 18 countdown, I thought you were talking about Drake because
He
that's what he
still does
does.
this?
He still does this. He did that with Millie Bobby Brown most
Oh, I
recently.
did hear about that. I did hear
Yeah,
about that
with
one. How that one was
the girl
weird.
from Stranger Things. She did
Yeah.
that, and then apparently Ice Spice too. But the thing is, she wasn't. He like liked her post before she was famous because she turned 18 like before she became famous. But apparently, like after Drake like liked her picture and like there's like a theory that like he like took her that he like flew her out and like had his way, and then she became famous right afterwards.
I would believe it. Dude, Ice Spice. Oh, in case you guys are just tuning into the podcast, this is where we disagree.
In case they go to like 3 minutes.
Go 3 minutes. We're
Like
fighting.
no, but I like how you said in case we're just tuning in, like we're on the radio, like they just found our
Yeah, man. They found us on TikTok. You know uh,
frequency. They're just different
on
frequencies in the
YouTube. They
air.
clicked. They liked what they saw. They
Yeah,
subscribed. Obviously,
obviously,
guys,
you
come
guys are not
on.
gonna subscribe after hearing about the
I
18-year-old
like
countdown.
Ice Spice. What? Come on. You hate that? You don't like this? Ice Spice?
Is that an Ice Spice impression?
No. I just imagine her like imagine, bro. Imagine like Ice because I think the fantasy with Ice Spice and she kind of plays into
Is
it a little
that
bit.
is that one day she becomes pretty?
Oh yeah, he doesn't think she's pretty. Which I don't know. I wouldn't. Okay, here's the thing.
She's kind of ugly.
Okay,
I don't think that's like a
feminist take.
feminist take.
Feminist take, guys.
Every woman. Never mind. Go ahead.
Like I said, Patreon, guys. Patreon. No. Feminist take, right? In the world of like modeling and like beauty standards or
Yeah.
whatever, I take, in my opinion, like curvy body, with the less than optimal face is better than pretty face, skinny body. In my world, I think
Okay, but that's not
infinitely
equal.
better.
That's not equal. What you said.
What do you
there.
mean that's
You
not
said
equal?
less than optimal face. You should say less than optimal body. Not
Okay,
skinny
okay,
body.
hers. Okay, the skinny bitch would be like skinny bitch, but also less than optimal body.
That's not the same thing though, because less than optimal is not skinny. Skinny's like not optimal.
Skinny, it to me is like
It's not
like
like
Sandra Bullock, like the ladies that they put
okay,
in like
okay, but you're saying
the
like
dramas
okay,
that are like
let's do this in a
this is the acting, this is the lead woman, and
yeah.
it's
This
just
is
like
totally not a feminist take, but let's put them on a scale of one to
yeah, this isn't a
0 to 10.
feminist. This is
Like,
gonna anger the
this is
feminists if
actually
anything.
yes, this is gonna anger the
Okay,
feminists.
but the reason why I
But
say it's feminist is because I I'm at least trying to fight the beauty standard. That's like so many of the actresses that I'll see nowadays. I'll be like,
like
yeah, they're
you're
pretty,
worth
but
more if your body's at least good. That's the
no, no. What I'm trying to say is like so okay, right? You look at like the I don't even watch any of this shit, but you look at like the ESPYS, not the ESPYS.
I don't
That's
even
for
know
sports, right?
I don't
The
know what an SB
Emmys,
is.
the Tonys, all of these like sports, not the fucking all of these award
Awards,
shows, right? And
yeah,
then you see all these quote unquote beautiful women in dresses, and they'll be like, "Oh, look at she's wearing this dress by Louis Vuitton. Oh my god,
yeah.
she's on the runway," and it's just like they're good looking. I'm not trying to hate, but like if I walk into a fucking random laundromat, there's like I'll see like 10 bummy bitches that are like, I'm sorry, but the face, the body, everything, and they look 10 times 10 better than like this other lady that I'm seeing on a runway that's getting millions of dollars.
But is it because you're at a laundromat not expecting anything?
No, I'll fuck the laundromat. I'll go to AutoZone, I'll go to Walmart, I'll go anywhere, and I'll just find like some lady, some nice lady that's like, you're better than like a Sandra Bullock. The only reason why I'm saying Sandra Bullock is because I literally don't know any other. Like, say another name that's like a famous like Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot, perfect. I
What
see
did you say?
Gal Gadot.
Oh, Gog. I
Yeah.
was like, you said it all together. I was like, what the fuck did you just
What
say?
the fuck is a Gal
I thought you
Gadot?
were saying some like ancient spell.
No, Gal Gadot.
Gog Hermione Granger.
Wizard pussy.
You're over here waving your wand at me and shit. Gog All right, go ahead.
They can miss Posterius.
The Commits Posteriors becomes Ice Spice.
That someone should make that. That should be like an SNL skit, like and star Bad
I
Bunny.
think there is a SNL skit that like the Hermione. There is one
But
literally about Hermione Granger growing big ass boobs.
oh well, I was gonna say more in the direction of like a Hogwarts, but like Latino.
Oh.
Like there's one in South America,
Yeah.
and instead of like Wingardium Leviosa, it's just like Bigamus Titimus. And
Oh.
it's just like Carlos, you made my tits too big again, and it's just like Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny
Yeah.
is the girl. That's I don't know.
No,
you were
man,
saying
this
it,
is a perfect
Carlos!
opportunity to get like who's like a fuck who's like a Hispanic really
A Hispanic bimbo,
yeah.
Ice Spice.
No, no, she's not even no.
She's smart. Is that what
She's
you were
not
gonna
even
say?
Hispanic.
Oh,
Fuck. Come on, man. I can see her name, but I can see her face, but the one, Sofia Vergara. There you go.
no.
Yeah, her and Bad Bunny, bro. 3 million on YouTube, easy.
3 million. On
Not
YouTube.
even, don't even have to look
There
at
is
the
a.
title.
But I'm just saying. Okay, there is a really funny skit where Bad Bunny is like a Hispanic aunt with big ass titties, and that's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Bro,
It really took my rocks off. Nah, fucked it up. Never mind. What are you saying?
I really got my rocks off with that.
There
one.
you go,
I
got my
really
rocks
got
off.
It's dude. That skit is so hilarious, and Pedro Pascal's and it was just three Hispanics. It was a skit for the Hispanics. There was like it was like a nephew, and he's like there with his two like Hispanic aunts, and he brings his white girlfriend home, and they're just like basically like
Oh, I
talking
think I've
shit.
seen it. I think
They're
I've
just
seen
talking
it.
shit in front of her, and he's like, what are they saying? And he's like, yeah, like they're just like talking shit right in front of them both, and it's the funniest skit ever.
I'm starting to see that a little bit more. The comedy that's always been like from when it comes between the clash of like English and Spanish, it's always I won't say like demeaning, but it'll so you know how like in Austin, right? How right now a lot of the stand up comedians are like they're saying that the Austin Comedy Club and the Mothership is like it is free speech, but at the same time it's a little bit like an echo chamber of like just n words and stuff and like slurs, and that a lot of people are
Like we
against it.
we we want to be able to say whatever, and this is
Exactly,
kind of our place.
and a lot of people are against it, not because it's just slurs, but because a lot of them really aren't pushing the needle. It's like they just
No.
wanted the freedom of speech to say a lot of these things,
Yeah.
just to say them. They there was no
Yeah.
like
It's not even funny.
there was no punchline to it. Exactly, they
No.
just want to be able to say slurs. So that's the way I feel like a lot of comedy has been when it comes to like the English and like, well, I'll just say like Hispanic or whatever, that combination. But have you seen they put it in Smiling Friends? It was in the latest episode, I think, where uh um Charlie and Pim, they speak like Spanish in front of, I forgot who it was, but they did it pretty well, and they did it in a way that's like they were talking Spanish and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna talk in Spanish because this way that this guy
Oh
can't."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then at the end, the guy was like, "I can understand you guys."
Yeah.
Like I like that, so like that tickled a bone that I realized that this is where that type of comedy should be going,
Yeah.
and also with that Bad Bunny type of thing, we're just like, yeah, the cultures and all that is different, but the end joke shouldn't be like and burritos. That
No,
like
no, yeah, that wasn't the.
no, I know
Yeah.
for Bad Bunny, but like for there's what I'm trying to say is like for as much as like the two cultures are next to each other,
Yeah.
the comedy at least has been very like surface level.
Yeah.
I realized by those jokes that there's like an absence of like that bone to be tickled of like
Yeah.
making that joke that's like that's pushing the needle a little bit. Not it's not like that's not crazy, but
No.
it's like I said, it's better than just like um and he said okay, and it's just like
That's.
yeah, I've heard that
It's definitely
before.
because of Lauren Michaels though. Like
Who
Lauren
the
Michaels.
fuck is that? No, I'm playing. I know who that is.
Yeah, he's like I don't know. I've been seeing so like much like so many like posts more and more of like
He's a dick
Lord
or what?
Michaels is just like he doesn't realize how racist he is. Like he has like a very specific like I want this type of comedy like and it's predominantly like comedy that white men, the straight men like. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like there was like they finally they had like a Middle Eastern dude in the cast, and he was there for like half a year. That he got like he got recasted or like he just got like released or what is it called? Not fired, because I'm sure he was like under a contract or something. But yeah, they didn't like he wasn't renewed like for the next season or something.
Was he involved ever in Mad TV or no?
No, he was a young guy. I don't know if he would have been old enough to be in Mad.
Because I remember that's what Bobby Lee said a lot of times, that even though that he was on Mad TV for I think 7 years, he was on
Yeah,
there for like a long time. That he's actually not on a lot of sketches. Like a lot of times when people are like, "Oh, I love you on Mad TV," a lot of times he'd be like, he hates it. Sometimes this is before, I don't know how he feels about it
yeah,
now, but because a lot of times they'll be like, um, they'll name. There's a very famous skit from them. I think it's Doctor Mrs. Wang or Mrs. Susan, something like that, where it's just this Asian old lady, and that's like the joke.
yeah,
And they always go up to him and be like, "I love Mad TV, I love you on Mad TV, I love Mrs. Susan or whatever,
yeah,
Mrs. Swan, I think it was called Mrs. Swan," and he's just like, "That wasn't me." And like that's a part of the problem, that they wanted me on there, and even though I was on the cast, that I was on so few um uh I was on so few episodes because they only wanted to use me as like the Asian like
yeah,
dumb guy or whatever. And whenever I was like trying to like fight for myself and be like, "Oh, I should be on this," or I should be in this skit or whatever, it was like, "No, you play the Asian guy when we tell you to play the Asian guy."
yeah,
And I feel bad because like then you move on later on, right? And then like Bobby Lee is like he's kind of known, if you watch like Bad Friends, he's kind of known as being like the one to like throw kind of like Asians under the bus like right away. Like I don't know
yeah,
if you've seen a really funny clip of like Andrew Santino where he's like being like, "Oh, I'm Bobby Mom," and he's like pulling his eyes back,
yeah,
and it's just like you hear that sometimes when Asians go on Bad Friends. They're like sometimes in the Asian community they say that Bobby has held them back a lot.
yeah.
But then I look at what you're
I always thought that
saying.
was just like an insult to him, not because like he hates Asians. It's more so because like, but you're doing like some of this lowbrow comedy. We got a minute left, by the way.
Well, that combines with what you're saying, how a lot of times if you're a producer and a person of uh high power, and you can have like influence over decisions, if you just like things the way it is, and someone comes to you and
Yeah,
it's just like, I want to be this person, and you're like, no, that's not funny. I
Yeah.
know what's funny, and if you do that, it's not gonna be funny.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, like how detrimental could that be to the rest of the person's career,
Yeah.
especially someone like Bobby Lee, who like now or maybe like a year or two ago
Yeah.
would have been like, oh, this guy has been in the industry for so many years. He could really be like an advocate for like Asian voices. But then,
They just have him doing the same character.
but then you speak to the Asian community and they're like, yeah, but that guy like sold us out like 15 years ago, and it's just like, no, but he was working for the people that made him sold you out, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. But
Yeah.
then that goes into the whole like, yeah, but he could have decided not to do it. I don't know, man. It's a
Yeah.
lot of shit. Basically, guys,
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn, Theo Vaughn, I wanted to get this across because I wanted to make this into a clip. But bro, Theo Vaughn, he's in the he's in a lot of like hot water. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
recently because
No.
one, he made a lot DHS, they made that one post where they used his face.
Oh, and he was like, "Take it down,"
Yeah,
didn't he?
exactly. And
Yeah.
he made like a rebuttal on his own podcast where he was like, "Oh, my father came here from Nicaragua. I have his immigration paper on my in my office because I actually feel like really strongly about immigration and I love this country for it, blah blah blah." But then you look into like his actual life and stuff, and Theo Vaughn came from a rich family. His family paid private investigators to scrub the fact that his dad came from uh I think Poland, and he was
Yeah.
actually barred. He had his license removed
Von
because
Kurtatowski.
I don't know, man. But he, ooh,
Yeah, the clip.
I'm gonna restart this. I want this on the pod.
It was only that 1 second.
Oh, okay. He paid private investigators to scrub his family's history from like the internet. So if you go, it's actually hard to see the fact that his father had his license revoked because he sold illegally sold like three I think 3 million worth of steel to Cuba.
What the hell?
Exactly. So Theo Vaughn is over here talking about like, oh my dad, my family came over and immigrated, and we built a life over here. Bro, your family is like one of the you guys are like known for ripping off people. His family are like known for like being like evil politicians.
I was gonna say, I wonder how what's it called? Like, because I'm sure he grew up in a poor town for him to have all those stories. Because think about it, his dad was already 90 years old or like 70 years old when he had him. He probably only had his dad for until he was like 20 or like in his teenage years. Like, do you think? Because and he always talks about how his mom had like multiple jobs. Like I'm thinking like maybe his dad was one of those con men that like didn't leave like his family any money because he's like spent it all before he died.
Maybe, but at the same time, there's a lot of we've talked about this before. How a lot of comedians come up rich and they
Yeah,
just don't want to talk about it. And I think Theo Vaughn took it the opposite way, where he said so much about being poor and being like, I'm one of you, you know. It's just like you don't you. It's so unsuspecting that you're almost not
yeah,
even gonna doubt it anymore. But if you really go back, his family is rich, guys. Like his guys, I don't know if this thing is on, but his family is rich. Like they're rich, guys. Like in terms of money,
yeah.
they
In
got a lot
terms
of
of
that.
money,
Like they got a
not
lot of
love,
money.
not in
No,
terms
not
of
no.
love and
I,
seasoning and,
I mean, maybe, but with
and
a haircut
culinary
like
skill.
that, I can't really be talking. But at the same time, man, it's coming in.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say you're wrong about his family, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem
You're
likely.
you're Theo Vaughn fan, huh?
I'm not a Theo Vaughn fan. I definitely don't. I definitely feel you on that. Like he's definitely like grifting, especially now that he does have money. That he is kind of grifting to his like pandering to his like poorer audience, and like by especially by not explicitly going out of the way to say I condemn ICE and I hate Trump, because I feel like deep down he really does not like the Trump administration, but he's still like he doesn't want to lose his fans, so he's not trying to like say anything bad about them.
No, I think he loves Trump.
Oh, you think so?
Dude, he was at the inauguration. He's been like at everything Trump.
Oh yeah, but I've there's so many videos of him other like super right wing like people who like say like I hate the left and immigration should be like a bad thing. Anytime there's like videos of him like they're like trying to get Theo Von on a picture, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing pictures with you guys.
But that's him being more like. I mean, look at his family. Like they know how to. They know the value of like a public image.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying
Because also
though.
he's a comedian. He doesn't have
Yeah,
that's literally comedians. That's the one thing that I think that's their one crutch with a lot of the stuff that's happening with the Riyadh
yeah,
comedy festival. I think that they haven't accounted for how much of a comedian's success actually comes from audience, directly from audience,
yeah,
because it's they're not comedians are in this really weird sector where they they're creating projects very often, but unlike someone that's like an actor or like even a producer, someone who does like even like music, a lot of those times they're tied to something else. So let's just say you're an actor, right? You're coming out in a movie. That movie is connected with other people. That movie is connected with branding, with
yeah,
IPs, with maybe even like a holiday if it's a Christmas movie, a Valentine movie, or whatever, right? If you're a comedian, whatever you come up with is for your is you're putting out there for people to consume, and hopefully like they do consume it. But if it flops or if it does well, that's 100% on you, right?
yeah,
So with the comedians coming out and making things like political stances and stuff, they don't realize that by polarizing a lot of their audience, they're automatically it's almost like a division right from the get go. But once that happens, they realize that, oh crap, like if
that's like all my
if
money.
if I if I had one joke about like how maybe people should be locked up based on their skin color, I might not have 20% of my audience. It's just like,
Yeah,
yeah, those comedians aren't gonna make that joke to piss off that one
yeah,
20%. But it's just like the only reason why they're doing that is because they know at the end of the day that if they they get a venue that's supposed to get like 100 people and they only get like 10 people, it's all on them. It wasn't because of the movie, it wasn't because of the writing, it wasn't because of the special effects, it wasn't because of the music, it was 100% because of them.
yeah,
And that's what they're realizing, that they're the most vulnerable for direct audience, what is that, like reaction, rebuttal, I don't know.
yeah.
But because if you look at like a movie or whatever, there's tons of movies in 2025 that they did bad, or you look at the reviews and it's just like, bro, it flopped, it was horrible, this or that. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's not like that one movie it killed Disney. It's not like
yeah,
Warner Brothers isn't going to come out with another superhero movie just because this one did bad. But if you're a comedian and you come out with one special that either piss people off or it sucks, that next special, it's not guaranteed that people are going to come back.
yeah.
So that
No.
just means that that whole audience that you had going for you, you just killed it. So that all of that to say, Theo Von, what the fuck, man?
Did Did you
I'm not
hear?
supporting you.
Did you hear that recently? Like he did like a, I don't know if it was a special taping or if it must have been some like big like show that he like bombed super hard. I don't know if we talked about this in a different podcast.
No, no, yeah, but I have been seeing clips about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and I remember seeing comments of like people who were at the show, and they were saying that like yeah, like it wasn't that he was like he like
Have you seen the clips from
bombed.
it?
I haven't seen. There's video of it now.
There's clips.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen like I only hear like I think I saw one picture of like him going backstage because basically like he like after every joke like he didn't know them, so he would like take a break and then like go backstage to like people were saying like he definitely was like rereading the joke because he didn't know it at all.
Yeah, from the clips that I saw, it was him like having to restart the joke. So
Yeah,
he was like damn, he was like, well, they didn't upload like the full clips. It was more like
yeah,
the transitions, and then in one, they're like the longest one I remember. He was like, "Ooh, this is going bad, isn't it?" And then people like try to help him, be like,
like
"Woo!" He's
yeah,
like, haha, don't. He's
yeah,
like, don't cheer, don't. Ooh, this is going bad. I already know it. But like he's trying to get the like he did it weird because a lot of times there's that whole like stigma versus crowd work and stuff. So
yeah,
a lot of times when comedians are doing their specials, they do this weird thing where it's just like, don't laugh at that, don't laugh like they almost want to acknowledge the crowd, but then they see it as hacky, so
yeah,
it's almost always has to come out as negative or like,
yeah,
remember I'm in charge around here. And when he did that, it was just like, yeah bro, but you're bombing, so like
yeah.
at least use the crowd
Yeah,
to
but
help you.
also, yeah, that is true. He should use his crowd, but also I feel like he thinks like he's letting the people down,
Yeah, because
which kind of sucks. But also at the same time, like those people are being genuine. People who are like woo, because they're like
yeah.
those people. Like at comedy open mics, you still get those people where you're like, all right, I'm gonna work on that one. And then,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
someone in the back is like, you got this, bro. Like,
yeah,
woo!
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like it's not like
Don't take it
don't
bad.
take it bad. It's just like go, just move on. Just
Exactly,
keep going.
exactly.
Like don't let this like stop the whole thing. And it's just yeah, you're right. This show has to keep going. And yeah, but it is kind of weird for Theo Von. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's weird for him to be like, oh, don't clap. No, no, don't do that. But also yeah, I think you're right. He should just kind of lean into it, where it's just like,
Is that the same comedy special or yeah special taping where at the end I don't know if you also saw another one, but he was doing like a meet and greet type of thing on the stage, and then they were filming like from right here, and he
uh,
was like, "I'm trying so hard not to kill myself, man." Is that one?
um, I haven't seen any videos, like I said, so I
Uh,
have no idea.
there's there's
I only
a
seen like a one picture, and I remember being like for a second like very confused because I saw some other comedians tweet saying like if you can't do stand up comedy then you shouldn't, like he was just like criticizing him for like
Theo Vaughn.
yeah no yeah this other comedian was criticizing Theo Von.
Oh, I thought Theo Vaughn was saying this about this other guy.
No.
Oh,
This comedian, I think it was Gianmarco Ceresi.
oh,
Um,
I like that dude.
Yeah, but it wasn't like usually the thing is he's like a very whimsical dude. I thought it was gonna be a joke at the end, but he was genuinely just like criticizing like Theo Von. He's like, if you can't do stand up comedy, you shouldn't be able to like do this and that. And I remember like for a second, I'm like, damn, what the hell is going on? Before I realized that literally the people who were at the show were literally saying like, oh yeah, like he wasn't bombing. He literally stopped multiple times to like remember to go backstage and reread the jokes. And I yeah, that is kind of like messed up, especially for the people who pay tickets. Like that's yeah,
Well,
unfortunate.
on one hand, me hearing John Marco say that, like on one hand, I did have like an initial thing of like, well, who are you to say that?
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
But then on the other hand, okay, here's the thing with going right back to what I said,
Yeah,
how like comedy is so weird, especially for stand-up comedians because your audience is so much. So like you hear a lot about the Rogan comedians, right? The Rogan sphere and how
yeah,
going on Rogan can like catapult you to like such a high level, even if your stand-up isn't the best.
yeah.
So let's.
Like the guy from to the kid and the boxer and the kid, the fighter and the kid.
Oh yeah, oh,
That
yeah,
guy's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
podcast. Did
yeah.
we talk about that one last podcast?
I think we
His
did.
special.
Oh yeah, yeah, we did. Yeah,
The
we did.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
his was terrible.
dude, I've seen clips of it. It's really
It's
bad
really
because
bad.
all he does is he just complains about shit that's like
About
everyone that shit that everyone complains about.
yeah, but it's like he doesn't even make them jokes. He's
Yeah,
literally just
yeah,
complaining.
just complaining, man. But okay, so how if you go into comedians, right,
Uh-huh.
and then you're like, okay, like take away politics, take away
Yeah,
everything. Even like 20 years ago, you were hearing about how comedians sometimes hated each other just because a lot of people they would like in the world of comedy they would skip steps and they would
yeah.
go with this person and they would book
You're talking
this
about
late
like
show.
in the age of social media, or just even before
Even
that?
before anything, there was always like that jealousy thing of like the career trajectory and stuff.
Oh yeah, like they got their big like break before I did, even though I started like years earlier.
Exactly. So for Gianmarco to say that initially, I am
Yeah,
like, who are you to say that? But at the same time, if you do consider the fact that right now in the state of the United States,
yeah,
that if your comedy aligns with a certain political spectrum, just because of that, you might get in the room
yeah,
with the president just because he likes your style of comedy.
yeah,
That is kind of that is in some way that is like, oh, you're playing the
yeah,
game to be able to make yourself the biggest comedian ever. So on one hand, he is kind of right to be like, if you're not a comedian and you don't know your jokes, then you shouldn't be getting in a lot of those rooms. That's what
yeah,
I think he meant more than like necessarily like maybe like a theater or whatever. Or it's just
yeah,
like if you're a quote unquote comedian, but then you get into these rooms with these people, and one, you're not even making jokes, and then two, you're not even asking good questions or whatever. It is true. It's like, why
yeah,
the fuck are you there? It's like,
yeah. It's like yeah, it is kind of like this is your job. Like
this is your job.
you should know your routine.
If you're a stand-up comedian, tell jokes, guy.
Yeah,
Like if a here's what I hate about stand-up
literally,
comedians.
he's an unprepared comedian, and that's what your job is, and you can't even do your only
Yeah,
job.
exactly. I do hate that about stand-up comedians. I listen to a lot of stand-up podcasts, and they'll be
Yeah,
like, people just don't understand how hard it is to go up every night and do
it's
five
not.
minutes. And it's not that it's not, because there probably is a lot of stuff, right? In terms of
Yeah.
like social anxiety. Maybe you didn't have the best
Oh,
day, and you still have to go up at the end
yeah,
and make yourself seem like someone that's like warm and
yeah,
like a happy person, even though maybe you didn't have the best day. But like at the end of the day, man, That's like you chose your
Yeah,
job.
and yeah,
Like imagine to me it's like imagine you call a plumber and then the plumber comes and then they're like I'm
I
just
had a
not feeling it today,
yeah.
man. I just came from doing plumbing at this other job and it didn't do so
I had to
well.
plumb at home. Do you realize that I didn't even get paid for that?
Exactly, and it's just like, yeah, guy, you're a plumber. Like,
I really hate that. I would use this argument a lot as a kid because my dad told me actually one time people. This is before like the Trump and everything. When people are trying to defund like any like before Biden and Trump, like the topic of like defund the police wasn't as like popular.
yeah,
So anytime you would hear that, it was always like the police are good people. Why would we defund the
they need my
police?
money.
Yeah, and then it's like the police deserve to get paid more. Like but my dad is like, why would we pay them more? And then like somebody would like argue with like they're doing a dangerous job. Like you realize like these people don't even want to go to work because they're scared of losing their lives. And my dad is like, that's their job. Don't go to work. Quit then if you
Yeah,
don't want to be. If you don't want to go to and risk your life every day, then you don't want to be a police officer. Quit your job. There's plenty of like trades that you can go into, and that's like I remember like my dad. I hear me hearing that as a kid. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
no,
Why
that
does
does.
nobody think like
No,
this?
no, 1,010% that actually makes sense because there's so many. Like that may sound harsh to some people, like, oh yeah, but they're doing an honorary job, and it's just like one.
They're getting paid.
Okay, yeah, they're getting paid, but then one, look at the body cam footage for a lot of these guys.
Yeah,
They're not so honorable, if you
yeah,
ask me. That's one.
yeah.
Two, yes, they.
They're still just like at the same time themselves.
Oh man, don't even get me started because like if you look at dude, the
Yeah,
Uvalde,
yeah.
there was a guy who was playing Candy Crush. I think he was the main guy. He
He
was
was
like
like waiting for them. For a while, I thought it was like somebody was like telling them you can't go in because of some like rule or law
no,
that
it
we're
was
not
that
allowed to.
guy,
It was literally just like
a guy on Candy
nobody
Crush.
was scared. Everybody was scared. The cops were just scared.
Yeah, yeah, no, literally, yeah.
That's literally the only reason. I for a while I thought I was like, damn, like that was unfortunate that there was some like law that stopped them from like going in there, and it was just like, okay, you go first. No,
Dude,
that was it.
and then also the argument of like it's dangerous. Do you realize how many jobs like on a daily basis
Have a
like
higher death rate.
have a higher death rate?
Yeah.
It's like jobs that are like not even you're not even dealing with firearms.
Or people.
There's like there's the oh damn, I just had it. There was like a statistic where it's like
90% of I think it was 19% of people. I think it's the highest job. You're right. I forgot what the job was.
yeah,
Too.
yeah, it was something. I think it was like maybe not. It was like window washing or something that was just
Yeah,
like you wouldn't even.
I
Maybe it
think
was
windmill mechanics.
something that is just like or like you even go back in the day, right? Like miners,
Yeah,
like actual people who mine.
yeah.
You think they were getting their things raised
Those
just because it
getting
was dangerous? No,
yeah.
they were like, we need to get this precious metal and material out of here. Like either you're
And
gonna
also, and there's some countries where people are like literally waiting in line, just like the people here in Home Depot, just to even do those mining jobs.
and then not even that, you also consider the fact that we have guns in America. Like
Yeah,
if you go into a lot of these other countries, one, they don't like to give the cops guns because guns are just illegal there, and then
yeah,
two, those a lot of those guns, like you see in places like Houston, you see like the trucks of like the cops, and they'll have like actual AK-47s.
yeah,
There's like places in there's countries in the world where like the highest level they have like a pistol,
yeah.
and it's just like
In Britain, they'll say like the police officers with guns, they have to like differentiate them
yeah,
because they never come out. They're like, oh my god, it's getting real serious, and they have the regular Glock 19s.
exactly,
Like the
exactly.
regular Glock 18s is like those guys, they'll fuck you up. They
Dude,
can shoot.
dude, I do not understand
Nobody's allowed to shoot except those guys.
that argument. Just kills me, bro. Because it's just like there's so many other jobs that are so much more. Like if
Yeah,
you're mad about if you're uncomfortable with the danger aspect, it's like one, it's not even the most dangerous job, and then
no,
two, go get another
get a
job,
different job.
man. You like,
You get a different job.
dude,
It's not hard.
because it's annoying because like
And it's annoying because they have high school degrees and they're like, well, I can't go anywhere else. What am
no,
I going to do?
dude, literally, that's another fucking thing.
Yeah,
Where if you look at like the things to get actually become a cop,
yeah.
it's becoming like so much more easier.
It's very minimal.
It,
And they don't even keep up with like the fitness test. Why come they don't keep up with that? That always bothers me when you see a police officer that's like severely like
fat cop.
overweight or like unhealthy, and it's like you shouldn't be allowed to be a police officer.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Like dude.
I vote. We should create like uh 2 levels of like authority of like
Yeah,
cop authority. One should be almost like a mall cop, but like those are more common. Those are like
yeah,
those can be fat. Those
yeah.
guys
Those
can be
guys can
fat.
be fat.
And those guys should have like cars like kind of like around my house where like they are every 2 blocks, but
Yeah,
like they don't have the newest
they don't
cars.
have the blue sirens either. It's
Exactly,
like the
exactly.
green flashing ones.
But they can have walkie talkies that connect to the real guys,
Real guys.
and those guys are the guys that okay, fine. Those guys, everyone can have an AK-47,
Okay.
but none of the lower guys can have guns.
Okay.
All but if that's the rule, then the guys who have guns they cannot put their hands at all. It's only the guys on the bottom, so they do have to work like together.
Okay.
Yeah, but once you call these guys, if it's only these
And
guys,
also, if you're a real guy with a real gun and you get to the fat level, you get demoted.
exactly, yes.
Cop. So
once
it
you
gives
get
them
fat, you
incentive.
can't have a gun.
You can't have a gun. So if you really want it back, you have to work at
That's
it.
the name of this podcast. Fat people can't have guns.
We want to take away fat rights, is what we're saying.
I mean, wait. I wonder if that would actually like
solve our
no, not
problem.
even. I mean, that's maybe.
Also, we need to like have like mental like stability tests for these cops. Because like, well, maybe we wouldn't have any cops probably if we had those tests. But there's so many cops where they're just like, where you've seen the body cam footage, they like headshot somebody and they're like, got a headshot, guys.
Dude,
I got a headshot.
That's another thing that like, if you look at all the things that line up with being a cop, so many of them are like you look at the quote unquote the jurisdiction or the responsibilities that a cop has,
Yeah.
and just like you need someone who is willing to go at all hours of the day, right? Because the shift can change.
Yeah.
You need someone who's willing to like be calm in the face of like crazy hysteria that's going on around you. You need someone who is willing to not only like interfere, but if they have to put someone down, like end their life. And those qualities, you look at those, right? And you're like, obviously we need to hire someone who's honorary, who loves everybody, who's not racist, who's fit, but like all of that to go into one person is like super rare. And then now you want that person times like at least 1 million to be able to cover the rest of the people. It's like, no, the only people that are going to be able to fit a lot of those characteristics are like psychopaths. Like you were saying, like people that are like, people that like have this weird thing in their head that it's almost like always in fight mode almost, where they're like, I need to get this group of people because they're trying to get away with it.
And it's crazy how like so many cops, they see the law as like a way to get their way. That's like, oh, if you broke this specific law, so now I'm allowed to finally arrest you.
No, what pisses me off is cops who don't know the law.
Oh yeah, that too.
No, have you seen that? I forgot it was I know it was changed in Illinois, but I know that this has been like before Illinois. It's been in other states where it's no longer required for cops to know the Miranda rights. Like if you get pulled over, they can pull out this little card and it has everything. That pisses me off.
I don't think they ever had to memorize it, but they did for sure have to read it to you.
No, they have to. If you're getting arrested, they have to. If you don't, that
oh no,
for the people at home, that can get your case tossed.
Yeah, no, I'm
if
saying,
they don't read
I'm saying
Miranda rights.
if they don't read them to you, but they don't have to have it memorized. They can just use
that.
a card.
That annoys me so. That's your job. That's your job, bro.
Comedians, you should know your Miranda rights.
You know why that pisses me off? Because if I'm working some like McDonald's, right? If I'm working at McDonald's and they tell me like,
oh, what if it's first day though? What if
nah,
it's
fuck
first
that.
Day?
If I'm working at McDonald's and I'm like at the fucking drive-through and they're like, oh, remember you have to upsell our new McDonald's Grimace Shake.
Yeah.
If 5 cars pass by and you do it for the 4 and you don't do it for the last one, you're gonna hear somebody on the thing be like, guys, let's all remember to upsell the Grimace Shake. Come on, guys. Okay, but now you take it to the police officer and it's just like, let's just say they forget, right? They forget to
no, but I have to like take out a card.
No,
and still read them to you.
But take it for another aspect where it's just like for the first like 4 people, right? They talk to the person before deciding that you're guilty or not, and then for the 5th person, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna forget. And you're guilty now.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
That's bullshit. You gotta do your job, man. You gotta read me my Miranda rights.
Yes.
If I have to upsell the Grimace Shake, you have to read me my fucking Miranda rights.
Better analogy.
And you know what sucks too? Is that the Grimace Shake is fucking seasonal. The Miranda rights are not seasonal, motherfucker. You have to read that for every single person. Guess what? Even if they're illegal, you have to read them the Miranda rights.
Yes.
That's crazy. And you don't know it? Dude.
I'm not saying that
every fucking person
Everybody should be get the Miranda rights, and I also believe that if you don't get your Miranda rights written, then your case should be tossed. But I'm saying that it's crazy for you to say that that like everybody should have it memorized 100%. I'm saying everybody 100% should get their Miranda rights read, but I don't think it's bad if it's a cop's first day on the job and he's like, "Oh, let me get the card
Okay,
to read it to you and still get them done."
let me no.
Well, okay,
No.
I was gonna say though, also, you know how many like I think a job that's worse than a cop in terms of like mental state is like a EMT, because like
Oh
those
yeah,
guys, they
firefighters too.
firefighters too,
Yeah,
they get into the same situations that cops do with crazy people
they
and
don't
like
have
in the
guns
middle
or
of shootings,
nothing.
and they don't even bring guns to the table.
No, yeah.
That's like crazy. I've heard so many stories of like, because I've known a couple like people who were EMTs,
Hmm.
and every time it's like, yeah, I've literally had to like, I came inside the house and I after like a long 12-hour shift, I forgot to clean my shoes and I got brains on my floor, and it's just like crazy because they, you know what I
Oh
mean?
shit.
Like they'll literally like forget that they have brains in their boots.
Yeah, that's another thing. That a lot of people are like, oh, but the cops they have to deal with this and that. But if you actually look at a lot of like the health records of people
Yeah.
who work in government, uh
And EMTs
EMTs.
can work. They're like not paid well at all,
Yeah,
which is the
yeah, they
worst
pay
part.
like 16. They
Yeah,
pay
they're
minimum
getting minimum
wage,
wage almost,
dude. Dude, this country's gonna go to hell. Dude. I
dude.
don't know how we're still running. Honestly, I don't know. I have no
I
idea
don't think
how
it's
we're
gonna be
still
running for
running.
much longer. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and cops get paid like 100,000, like
Yeah,
K per year.
no, and it
Which,
multiplies the more they're
yeah,
in the.
and I'm not saying that they're undeserved of that money, but I'm saying like you can't complain when people are like, we need less cops in the streets because of their budget is too much. Like, I'm not saying like take away paychecks of people, but
Yeah,
also like we need less cops. We can't just keep recruiting more and more people so they can add like 100K per person like to the budget. We don't need that.
cause or at least if not even hire more people, we should hire people in different departments.
Yeah,
So I was gonna talk about how if you look at the people, the mental records of like EMTs, fire department, and fuck, there was another one. Oh,
yeah.
dispatchers for cops. Their turnover is actually even more than cops because the stuff that they have to go through is way.
Like yeah,
The
they hear the
dispatchers,
craziest
yeah,
things.
dispatchers. If you're like in a hostage situation with somebody, you have to stay on the phone with them. If you're like, if you're talking to someone who might like very well like die or is like has like the has like their mom in their hands and they're watching them die and they're crying and they're being hysterical, you have to be on the phone with them and you cannot be like, oh my god, like I'm so sorry for. No, you have to be calm and steady and be
Yeah,
like the rock in the whole situation for them until more people arrive.
yeah,
Paramedics and EMT. I forgot the the name of it, but I was watching like this YouTube short and there was this guy who he came back from the military and he wanted to do something with his life, so he became a firefighter. But then apparently he was having problems like eating and stuff and he got referred to the hospital, and when he went there they they basically they did everything and all all physical tests were good, but he still wasn't eating and all that, and then finally it came down to the fact that he um like I said, I forgot the thing, the name of it, but it's when you're so traumatized that you can still see the visuals from whatever happened. And he was saying that
PTSD.
but it was something more
Oh, like a
that
specific thing.
yeah, that he had told like this mother and this daughter whatever to not use the elevator or something while he was in a burning building because it wasn't safe, and that he at the end that he goes downstairs and he was expecting to see them but that they went in the elevator either way, and that when they opened the building or whatever that he could still see their bodies there, that he couldn't tell that it was them, but
He knew it was them.
he knew it was them, and he was saying that the image of their burned skeletons and also the burned hair and all their clothes, that he couldn't get it out of his head.
Yeah,
So if you compare that to a lot of stuff that the cops are quote unquote having to deal with and stuff, like yeah, it might be traumatic to like have to be in a situation where you might have to take someone's life. But imagine you're in a situation where you have to be calm while someone's life is being taken, but you have no
no
input.
control either.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
just have to be there. Like that's almost like taking the trauma and like just adding it onto yourself, but you don't you in a mean way to say it, that has nothing to do with you. That's none of your business. Like
yeah,
that woman who lost their mom on the phone, like like obviously you're being a good person by helping them out, but that doesn't affect you at the end of like
No.
that shouldn't, but it is
Yeah.
because you had to deal with them and hear the last words of that woman and the daughter and everything. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that we should be paying different departments rather than
EMTs for sure should not be making minimum wage.
EMTs. No,
That's crazy.
firefighter, dude. I mean, if we're
Firefighters get paid good money.
but firefighters should be paid, in my opinion, more than cops because at least cops you can like if you hire people who know how to deal with behaviors and people like on the mental
Yeah.
spectrum, like you can at least do that. How the fuck do you argue with the fire? You don't argue with the fire, bro. If
Get a fire negotiator.
if a building is burning, you just have to go and get as many people out. And if there are people trapped in there, tough shit. There's no way to like de-escalate the situation.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking get them out or die
But
trying.
you know what the crazy part is that the firefighters aren't even legally obligated to go in. They can just like I can't.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
we got like we got 1 minute by the way.
Already. What do I want to say at the end of this? Theo Von, bad. Boo.
Boo.
Paramedics, good. Yay.
Yeah.
Cops, bad. Boo.
But EMTs get 5 big booms.
Big boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Sofia Vergara, 2 booms.
Boom,
Boom.
boom.
That was a good boom. What's it called?
We can do another clip. We only did 2. I don't know if you want to do another 20 minutes. It's up to you.
What else is in the news recently?
We can talk about it right after this.
I fell asleep last night and I woke up to a conspiracy theory, but it's kind of crazy. Have you
like
heard
a
of
real one or you're talking about like
a YouTube
video?
essay?
I woke up to a conspiracy theory.
I woke up
like you thought of you formulated a thought when you woke up.
I could, man, fucking I could if I needed to.
I'm not implying that you couldn't.
You know what? I will.
You know, I'm capable of doing that. Actually,
if you really, I'm gonna do it right now. There's so many animals that are probably real life like proof that higher civilizations that had better technology than us were present and they were messing with mutations and modifications. There's so many animals that, platypus, zebra. There's this another zebra weird horse thing that I saw in a book one time. Like the front of it is like a zebra.
One?
Wait, what?
An extinct one? There was like a Tasmanian something.
Yeah, maybe a saber-tooth tiger. There's a bunch of animals that if you really look at them, it's like, oh, they just combine shit. A walrus? You can't tell me a walrus isn't a seal and an elephant combined. You're not gonna stand there and tell me that.
I'm gonna sit here and tell you that we literally know the thing is that for most animals, like unless they're like in the ocean, we know where they stem from in terms of evolution. So you can literally.
That's what you think.
You can literally look up how they evolved those things.
My friend, have you heard of a place called Tartaria?
That's like dolphins when you figure out that the same bones that they have in their flippers are the bones we have in our hands.
Platypus. Platypussy.
I'm sorry, man, but you're just like you're a Joe Rogan conspiracy theorist, basically.
I'm the left Joe Rogan.
That doesn't make you better. Joe Rogan's still a terrible conspiracy theorist in my opinion, in terms of like
he never covered Tartaria, which is what we're about to do.
Tartaria.
So if you look at a lot of the maps,
would you be surprised though if he did?
Yeah, no, he did.
Oh,
I saw a clip.
I was just joking.
Yeah, but he did it with Eddie Bravo, but. I think he did it recently because.
Sorry, I thought that was the guy from the Cartoon Network show. I was like,
Bravo.
How do you do that?
Dude, his name always did trip me up. Like I would always
Johnny Bravo
do a double take. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
But he's a martial. Actually, he's really renowned in the world of martial arts. He's
like a really good player.
No, he like sincerely. I always thought he was just a crazy guy that
Eddie Bravo.
That entertained Joe with like his crazy conspiracies, and that's why he always had him on. But no, it turns out he was one of the guys that like. I wouldn't say he got Joe into martial arts, but he got him to the level that he's at.
Was he ever in the UFC?
No, I don't think so.
I was gonna say, I wonder if he was one of those fighters that like got into there before it got super famous and like got super rich off of it.
Dude, you know what's crazy about the UFC? This is gonna go off on another little tangent, but the UFC, okay, right? You look at like light heavyweight. Well, light heavyweight is kind of a good argument, but anyway, right? You look at the light heavyweight champion, and you're like, man, this guy is probably the most lethal person walking around the face of the earth. Yeah. But if you actually go into the world of martial arts and stuff, it's just like, no, that's just the guy who beat everybody right now. Like there's definitely someone walking around who could one one slap just kill that guy, but it's just that that guy has no interest in the UFC because
Yeah.
one there's that guy who quote unquote is a
Oh yeah,
champion. He has
there's like
trainers.
world tournaments.
Yeah,
I'm sure
exactly.
that like are not televised. They're not for profit.
Be-
He's just doing it for like for the love of the game. He like lives in the mountains of Nepal.
No, yeah, because the UFC is essentially it's mixed martial arts. So
Yeah,
you're getting Muay Thai, you're getting Jiu-Jitsu, you're getting karate, you're getting wrestling, you're getting all of these things. But when you get all of these things, you also have to cover a lot of them. So that's why you get like a striking coach, you get a wrestling coach, you get all these coaches
yeah,
because you need to be able to. If you're fighting a wrestling guy on Monday, good. Like if you get a wrestling coach to be able to defend
cover.
against that. But if you're fighting a striker on Friday, you need to get somebody who can fight against that too, right?
Yeah,
All of that to say that that light heavyweight champion is just the best roundabout guy in that division. But there's other guys who either they're super well skilled in like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or wrestling or something that can kill that guy at the weight that he's at, but it's just that they're not in the UFC that's trying to do all this mixed martial arts.
yeah,
If you go into something that's maybe like like if that I forgot what like I think it's around 200 215. If you put that 215 against maybe even a boxer who if you do it all like no mixed martial arts, that boxer will kill that guy
yeah.
because it's like you're now into his depth. I forgot why the fuck
But that's kind of like the Bruce Lee quote where it's like I don't fear the man who knows a thousand kicks, but I do fear the man who knows one kick and practice it 1,000 times.
yeah.
I fucked up that quote, but it's something like
No,
that. Yeah,
I got hyped up.
no, yeah. I'm hyped.
I'll fight somebody.
Yeah, but but at the same time, it's like there are also people who like don't know martial arts at all, but they're like
Yeah.
if there's no rules, they'll still kill anybody in the world. You know what I mean? Like some
Yeah.
guy who's just like I can literally break your arm. Like if there's no rules, I can just break your arm and then you're done. You can't defend yourself. You know what I mean?
Damn, that dude, that's so. But wait, fuck, I was gonna connect this, but I fucking forgot.
Like there's definitely some guy who knows how to like invert your leg off the rip and then like okay, and you can't.
Can't
First
do
of all, you
nothing.
can't punch with one leg because you need the other leg for power. And secondly, you can't wrestle me to the floor anymore. Like you're done.
Do you have those moves that are like, if I get in a fight and I see that nothing I am doing is working? Do you have like those one or two exit moves of like I can use these to buy myself time to get the freak out of here?
Oh, like yeah, I was gonna say in what situation would I not just be able to just run straight off the rip?
Like I'm imagining I get in a fight with a guy and imagine
Like you try and punch him.
like I do my I a full punch connects him to his face
Yeah,
and he just blinks and nothing happens. Like that did not phase him at all. I think I would
like he does.
honestly
Like he doesn't even flinch. Like you literally hit him. He
like
doesn't
full
even.
power.
He
Like
doesn't
it
even.
connects
I
fully.
does not break eye contact
Does
from
not
you.
break like exact. It doesn't even move him,
Oh,
bro. I'm either punching no kicking in the nuts like kneeing him in the nuts or
yeah.
I think I'm punching him in the throat.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't care how many times you go to the gym. I'm punching you in your throat, and you're at
yeah,
least gonna.
yeah. And that stops you for like 30 seconds at
Yeah.
least.
Well, I think if you punch it hard enough, it
You,
definitely kills.
yeah, you can
But if
suffocate.
I didn't kill him with the, I doubt I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill him.
you probably just like you just hiccups.
Yeah, yeah. Oh fuck, he burps. No, I do it and he
Thank you.
farts. Yeah, yeah. Oh fuck, I help him. I'm now uncongested or whatever, man.
This is my real voice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick your ass. Time to die.
Dude. Fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have any?
I guess my one move would probably be like I've seen recently that eye pokes are actually a lot more effective than
Oh
people think.
really?
Like people think that like eye pokes don't work, but you can
Huh.
literally just go like into somebody's face and
Yeah.
like kind of almost guarantee you hit their eye and it won't. The thing is, if you don't get a good grip on their eye, if you don't get a good like contact, it'll still hurt and they won't be able to see for like at least 30 seconds. But if you do, they're like their eyes swell up like within like a minute, and they have to go like they can't see for
That's
like
a
a
big
week.
thing in the UFC. John
Yeah,
Jones, who's arguably the best fighter ever of the face of the UFC. He's like renowned. He's infamous for using because he's so long.
yeah.
He's like 6'5" and he fights in like
I think that might have been the guy who I was seeing. I don't like recently. I've been seeing like a bunch of threads of like a bunch of MMA fighters like criticizing. I don't know who the name was,
Yeah,
but like criticizing this one dude
they
who was like a
literally
coward.
they try to create a new set of gloves because of him, because he
Yeah,
was eye poking people so much that it
yeah,
was like, because there's two sides of that argument. There's one side where it's just like, bro, how you were talking about too, how there's like people who know how to like strike you in your kneecap, hit you in your eye, where it's just like, technically, if you're in a quote unquote fight trying to see your physical prowess versus someone else,
yeah,
technically, if you're in a fight on the street, like, they're allowed to use that. And
yeah.
if
On the
they use
street,
that and they beat you with it, then they did beat you in the fight. But then there's the other side where it's just like, yeah, but if we're fighting
a competition. This is way
exactly
different.
mixed martial arts, where it's just like there's obvious rules,
Yeah,
then you shouldn't be allowed to do things that are obvious. Because there's times where they always criticize him because he would do it um very slyly,
yeah,
but then also he would do it on, like, if you were fighting John Jones and you were doing good, he would purposely kind of give you distance, but also do that because he
yeah.
knew he was long enough that that
You couldn't
whenever
hit him.
you were about to come in, he would do that kind of on accident, make it look on accident. So one, it would prevent you from doing your onslaught that you were about to do on him, and then two, it would leave that distance. So obviously, if you get poked in the eye, you're like, oh, you can't see,
Yeah,
so you might hesitate, and in that second of hesitation, using his length, he could piece you up or whatever. But that's argument against him, and the reason I would say that it's been getting a lot more traction is because of the fact that he wants to fight in the, I don't know if you heard, but the UFC, I forgot, I think it's 300, I don't remember, but they're doing it at the White House, and he wants to
what
fight,
the fuck?
even though
What is this
technically
country
he,
doing?
dude, it's they I think they also like confirmed that the Oval Office is going to be like the place
Where
where
they
they do the
crown the
press.
champions?
Yeah, yeah. Or no, or the press. I forgot, but they
Oh
basically,
my
yeah,
god, what are we doing,
they're gonna do
guys?
a UFC
What
at
is
the
going
White
on?
House,
This is.
bro.
Have you seen the movie Idiocracy,
Nah,
dude? If you guys have seen the movie Idiocracy,
I think I've seen like snippets on YouTube
I seen it
Shorts.
a long time ago, like maybe like 2 years ago, and it's starting to come up because of the Trump administration, like
Yeah,
how like similar it is. And like I remember like seeing it, I'm like, this is such a kooky movie, and like now I'm just like, dude, what is going
that's actually
on?
happening now.
What is going
But
on?
that's the reason why he wants to come back, because he was, dude, he's just such, he's one of those fighters that just like the more as his career goes on, you kind of don't want to root for him because
Yeah,
he he hasn't fought in like a year or two,
yeah,
and the main reason was because just contracts, because he wants to be paid quote unquote what he thinks he deserves. But a lot of that, that's such a tricky thing because one, there's argument that UFC doesn't pay the fighters what it should. If you compare it to like boxing or a lot of these other places, I forgot the percentage, but it's so low. That's
yeah,
one. Two, you also have to go according to your draw, right? So
yeah,
ever since Conor McGregor happened, he set like a new precedent for the UFC in terms of how
like
big fights can get.
yeah,
But ever since he left, every single fighter who is like on the main card, they want to be paid like him, which is
yeah,
unfortunately, like, I'm sorry, even though you're a main card type of fight, you're not a Conor McGregor
yeah.
level type of fight.
People want to see Conor McGregor lose,
Exactly, and
but that
that's
yeah,
that paid part of it. That a lot of people that he
yeah,
was going against, they also had big fan bases to the point
yeah,
where that was part of the draw.
yeah,
One, John Jones hasn't fought in a long time, so a lot of his fans aren't there. Two, the division he's in, uh, he was fighting in a division where, because he was quote unquote like not, there was something weird about it, so he wasn't fighting, right? So in his
yeah.
division, they had to name an interim championship. Who, I don't know if you've
Oh
heard his name, Tom Aspinall. He's the really big British dude. He
no,
has tattoos. No, he's pretty funny though. You might see a couple clips of him because he's just kind of funny sometimes. So he was the interim champion, and then John Jones, he people were saying that he was the perfect guy to beat John Jones,
yeah,
because the one thing that John Jones had a lot of people was his length and his size, and this guy was even, I think,
taller
taller than him. And there, and with
and
Tom
more arm
Aspinall,
span.
the one thing that he has on his side is that he I don't think, I think only like one or two of his fights have gone onto the second round. He finishes every single fight in the first round. Yeah, because he has that
Oh
much power. So everybody was like, "Bro, fight this guy because it's the perfect matchup. It would be the perfect thing to bring it up."
yeah,
Tom John Jones retired before ever fighting him because people are saying that he was scared of fighting him,
yeah,
and then he's gone in interviews and been like, if you really look at my career and his career, it really doesn't make sense for me to fight him because I have so much riding for me that if you really look at the people he's fought, it's really not fair for me if I were to lose him to him. Like people would just use that against me in my career and stuff. But the reason why people hate that is because when John Jones was the new guy, he fought the guy that used to be John Jones,
Yeah,
whose name
before
was
him.
Daniel Cormier. And there's a very famous video of Daniel Cormier. He's fighting him, and you see him in the post fight conference, and his eye is just like on the other side of his head. It's
From
crazy
beating him up or from eye poking
from
him?
eye poking.
Yeah.
There's a very big eye poke that happens, and the referee says that Daniel Cormier has to continue, and Daniel Cormier continues. But it's just like if that eye poke doesn't happen, you at least see a different trajectory of the
Yeah.
fight, and that's why people are mad because they're like the same thing that you did to a guy when you were coming up. You don't want to give the same guy the same opportunity, so
Yeah.
he retires right without ever fighting this guy. But now that the UFC is going to be at the White House, he is now actively like on social media being like, Dana White, put me in the UFC fight. Dana White, please, please, I'll come back. And the guy, you probably heard of him, Alex Pereira, the really big Brazilian guy who his face, who no, he's
I don't know any UFC fighters.
well, he's a really big name right now because
Okay.
he's beating like a lot of like basically he's the it guy. He beat everybody that there is to beat in his division, and he's in the same division, or they could be, right? They're very close. So John Jones is tweeting at Alex Pereira being like, "Oh, let's be the main fight for the White House. Everybody wants to see it, blah blah blah." And that's where we're at right now, where everybody's just like everybody kind of hates him because if you any way you look at it, he's just a bad guy. If you look at it in terms of like UFC legacy and career, yeah, but you never gave the fans, your fan base, what they wanted for like 2 years.
Yeah.
You ducked a guy who who and then you switch the viewpoint of like just a business and a contract viewpoint. You allowed for this other guy to kind of take your spot, and then you out of nowhere you leave, but then you want to come back
Yeah.
and take the spot that he rightfully has. If he beat
Yeah.
all the guys and he's active in the UFC, it's kind of like imagine if like um Ronaldo retired like today, right? And then he leaves, no one hears about him for 2 years, and then I think Portugal, that's his main
Yeah.
home country. Portugal decides they fight and they get into like the World Series or what, I don't know
The
fucking
World
soccer,
Cup.
the World Cup, and then he's out of nowhere he's like, oh, but let me come back, guys. It would be like on some level his fans would be like, yeah, let him fight, but
Yeah.
on the other level it's like you weren't on the journey with us for all this
Yeah.
time.
I could see
You let
that.
your fans down. We could have used all the business, all the hype of having your
Yeah.
name. There are people that were actually on the scene that were in your position that actually were they
Yeah.
fought to the whole thing, and you're gonna come here and just take all that away from him.
Yeah.
It's just it's that sort of thing where it's just like, nah, fuck John Jones, man, fuck Theo Vaughn, fuck Trump, fuck Ice, and thank you guys for listening. Where are we at? We're at 116. We could low key end it.
That was a pretty good ending, though.
Yeah,
We could
yeah.
just leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck all you guys. All right?
Yeah.
And that'll be it for us. Hit up that Lemme Dink podcast marathon on the playlist.
Yes, sir.
Look out for us on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts. Go ahead and like it. Send it to your grandma, your mom, your dad, anybody that you think would
Send it
love
to
this podcast.
a booty call.
Booty call.
Booty call.
Play it while your booty call is over. Play
Hey,
it.
while you're, dude, we can literally, we can be playing right now while somebody's getting their cheeks.
We're
slapped.
versatile. We're versatile.
Very versatile.
Alrighty, but we'll see you guys next time. And peace.
Peace.